podcast is a member of WildGamesProductions.com and DetroitRadio.com. Original.
Yoinks! And away!
Basic.
Yoinks! And away!
First edition.
Yoinks! And away!
And then...
I says, Pigpen, this here's a rubber duck, and I'm about to put the hammer down.
Welcome to THACO's Hammer, the best damn AD&D second edition podcast ever. Yeah, true. But I mean, are you a Western martial artist or an East or a foreigner to these shores?
I don't know. What world are we playing in? Forgotten Realms?
Stara.
I have no idea about the world itself then.
Okay,
No.
basically, their version of Asia is only about, I'd say probably about a 3-week journey instead of like 6 months.
Okay.
It's not far away. There are...
Well, that makes it a little more believable.
Are they ostracized when they go into Western towns?
No, not at all.
They're just
then
weirdos that come in from the principalities of Galantry and stuff like that.
The
Well,
women
there's
get
one of them
ogled
then.
at most of the time.
Cool.
Yeah,
I like
pretty
getting on
much.
with that.
Hi, folks. DM Glen here. It's THACO's Hammer once again. Episode 39. Am I correct?
That is correct.
39.
That is correct. 39. I'm here, DM Glen, and we've got DM Corey with us.
What's going on?
Hey, my man. Haven't heard from you last week. I hear you were
Yeah.
sleeping. That's okay.
We're working hard. I got a bunch of crap going on. We'll get to that later.
Okay, fine. We also got DM Full On Gamer.
Greetings, Gamer Nation. How you doing?
Always enthusiastic. I love that about you. And, of course, DM Brian. Now, last but not least, our esteemed engineer, DM Brian.
Engineer.
How's that for a build-up, huh?
Wow.
She kind of got
That
it
was
faster,
nice.
Captain. You said engineer.
Okay, fine.
Mm-hmm. That's me. Hello, folks. Good evening, wherever you
Good
may
evening. Morning, afternoon, however you're listening to this. Anyway, let's go right into hits and crits.
What are you doing tonight? I don't know. What are you doing tonight? The burlesque Louis Paradise. Miserable and lonely and stupid. What am I, crazy or something? I got something good here. What am I hanging around with you guys for?
Hits and crits. Hits and crits. All right, who wants to go first? What you do in gaming this week, or anything else for that matter? I guess. Brian.
I'll go first.
Yeah, you can go first.
Yeah, well, it'll be pretty simple. I've been kind of easing back into fleshing out my campaign world. I've been looking on my desktop and all the sticky notes about all the projects that I need to finish, and I'm just going to try and knuckle under and just get some of these done because they've been staring me in the face for too long.
Good. I'm glad. I'm looking forward to seeing that in game too. Right.
Oh yeah. There's a lot you will see in game once I take it out of my head and put it, make it electrons, so to speak.
And our next
Naked
episode.
Yeah.
And our next AP will be recorded soon.
Yes.
We're still ironing out the feed thing for the first two.
Right.
And all that kind of stuff.
Can I ask a question, Glenn?
Go ahead.
Are the first 2 episodes edited?
No, they are not.
Oh, okay.
I need a few bits and pieces from you guys before I can do that.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
But I got an awesome theme. Oh, it sounds great.
Yeah, I like that theme. I approve.
Yeah, I changed it to Wild Man Fisher's My Name is Larry.
Oh,
but
you changed it on me again?
No, I didn't. I'm
Okay.
just teasing.
Stop.
Guy said, Wild Games Productions presents My Name is Larry. Brian's game.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, that's...
My brain hurts. Coming.
Well, we might...
All right, you're next. Full on. What you been doing this week?
Oh, not much. Starting the long process of organizing and getting things ready to move. So getting ready to start finding everything and packing it up again to go to the new gamer lair. Other than that, helping people out with availability of some gamer supplies and resources for the Saga Edition Star Wars role-playing game, some Force power cards, access, and stuff like that.
Nice. How's Tor going?
I haven't touched it in about a week since I went and blowed up a bunch of stuff with some Starship missions and worked the auction house, and I'll have more time when I actually get moved. So.
Okay. Cool.
Wow,
How about
he's
you, Corey?
actually slowing down. Who knew?
Oh, wow. How about you, Corey? What's up?
What's going on, Glenn? How you been, buddy?
Oh, I'm just maintaining. What's going on with you?
I got D&D tomorrow. I got the veteran group. I got the veteran group and the noob group, and they're both swapping over to Sundays now. The schedule's changed, so I got the veterans tomorrow. Have a new guy joining who said he's been playing 2nd edition since Gygax was somewhat in charge. So I'm going to see how well he works with the group. And
somewhat in charge?
Yeah, I don't know.
By the time 2nd edition came out, Gygax wasn't in charge at all.
That's why I said it that way. I want to see this.
Oh, boy.
I want to see where this guy's bravado and bragging takes him in the group.
I've been playing 2nd edition since there was one. Get your fingers off of my dice.
I've been playing 2nd edition since I stacked 2 1st edition books together and added them.
Yeah, if I was a betting man, Corey, I'd say he's going to be missing an arm or a leg by the end of the session.
I can only hope. But
Spoken like a true bloodthirst.
He's a vet. He says he's been playing for a while. He went to 3.5 and he went to Pathfinder, and that's where his group is currently. But he says he's playing a roleplay game, the Dresden Files RPG.
Yeah.
Awesome.
He wants to come over and he wants to get some play in, and I said, well, I'll trade you. You let me play in your Dresden Files game, and I'll let you play in my D&D game. So he's putting his chocolate in my peanut butter, and vice versa, and.
My best friend, actually, I hate to name drop, but my best friend is really good friends with Jim Butcher.
Cool.
Yeah, and Jim Butcher's a really cool guy. Really cool.
Also, our OSR gaming veteran lurker and our Norm at the end of the bar there, Thorkhammer.
Norm?
That's Thorky.
Norm? Oh,
Yeah.
Sorry. You meant actual name Norm. I'm sorry. There's nothing normal about that, man.
No, I meant Norm that sits at the end of the bar. Cheers.
Okay,
Norm.
sorry. I thought you... Okay, sorry.
Yeah,
But
what about him?
he contacted me and contracted me to do some artwork for one of those modules he's doing. I'm going to put some links up on the OSR Gaming website once he publishes the work. So, let him get it out first there so people see it. But I got that going on.
Paying product again, huh?
Yeah. Well, no, I got Emberst. It's quite well, and I got a couple more pieces of D&D artwork that I've been doing for another company that I'm working with.
Awesome.
So,
Cool.
Yep.
Cool. How's that thing with Eldritch?
That's
shaping
exactly
up?
what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Okay.
Trying.
Right.
I'm waiting. We're seeing.
Okay. Cool. Maybe I can drop. Well. Okay. Cool. Whatever. Me. I've been mulling over a game for North Texas RPG Con. And it's one of those things where you get an idea for a game and it sounds real good, and then there's one aspect of the game you feel that you could take and make another game with it. You don't know which one you want to use. So that's my quandary right now. Just, doing the I got a copy of Forgotten Realms Adventures.
Awesome.
I forgot I had that book at one time.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm looking through it and going, ooh, black powder, smoke powder, cool. Yeah, and now it's making me want to get the box set just because they said, well, this sort of is like it's a companion of the box set. It's like, oh, man, I wish I still had my silver box set. And I got it for $8 at half price, and it came with a wonderful plastic cover on it. Looks like someone sold their collection with these plastic covers, the clear plastic.
Mm-hmm.
And they had like 3 or 4 splat books there, plus this. And it's like, if I didn't have these splat books already, what if I could just take the covers off? Take the covers. So no, I better not do that. It's they're watching me. So,
well, wait till you get home.
Yeah, wait till I get home. Okay, and that's.
You want to shoot him now, or wait till you get home?
Yeah, right. And I just finished another episode of actual play Oriental Adventures 1E with Vince, and the rest of Thorky
Hi, Vince. I know you're listening.
Yeah, Thorky was not there. he had company, so he couldn't be with us. So we got 2 characters holding the horses.
I'm looking at these pieces of art, Corey, and I'm impressed. Very impressive.
It's a unique module. He said that he is
Yes.
Well, we all know it's Thorky, and we all know how
Yes.
Thorky is. So,
Yes.
it's
Those might be a little tame for him.
for those of you all out there who are interested in Thorky's work and follow his beliefs as well. It's all girl pirates, and I'll leave it at that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's an original idea.
Mm.
But hey, they may be hot, so I'm not going to argue with it.
Well, Corey's art just made them hot.
Good.
Mhm.
Anyway, let's move on to the emails. What do we got?
Yes, sir. Okay, this is part 2 of our 2-part email from
Kojo.
DM Kojo, and
The second one.
yeah. And by the way, yes, my splitter came in the mail, so I won't have to do any kind of fancy working of electronics, so I can just get right to it.
All right, let's do it.
All right, here we go.
Yay!
Excellent.
Hey guys, DM Kojo here. Got a question about kits. Applying kits to a character that's already been created and been used. Basically, I've got my first level party that I started without the use of it because I didn't want to overwhelm my players who were all new to 2E and some of them were new to D&D at all. So I didn't want to give them too much too soon, so I didn't use kits. But in talking with them during our adventuring, I think they'd like to go down the road of having kits and customizing their characters, which is great. So applying kits after characters have already been created and used, how does that work? I don't see anything in the books that specifically details that, and just wanted your thoughts on how would be the best way to implement those after we finish this current adventure of our campaign. Great. Keep up the good work, guys. Thanks. Bye.
Thank you, Kojo.
Thanks, Kojo.
For that
Awesome,
voicemail.
Kojo.
Let's see. Applying a kit to characters already in progress. Look at the requirements. If they meet it, give them the kit.
It's
Well,
additive. I'm going to
that's
give
the
you the
way I
Nike
do
statement. Just do it.
Yeah.
Well,
Just do
I
it.
did it.
okay, I'm going to be the sort of dissenting voice. Not dissenting, but
I think I'm on your side.
okay. If they want a kit, a particular kit, they got to go earn it. They just don't get it just because they want it. I've been in a discussion on Dragon's Foot about a similar topic, and I feel the exact same way. It's up to the DM to create a little adventure or a little side thing for that character, to find a person that he wants to learn from, blah blah, and learn it, blah blah blah, that way. I mean, I hate to use the word because in some ways it's a curse, but Dristo Erden didn't walk out of the Underdark a ranger. He didn't. He was a 13th level
Hey, he
fighter.
multi-classed. He multi-classed
No, he
in.
dual classed actually. He was a 13th level
Human
fighter.
dual class.
Yes, I know. Hey, bear with me here.
Yeah.
But he wasn't a ranger when he walked out of the Underdark. He had to find a ranger to teach him how to be a ranger. And
Especially a blind one.
yeah, hey, Mushi was badass. I'm sorry.
I do agree that, yes, you need to have some kind of a good role-playing hook for why you now have these added benefits. Mechanically, as far as what do you do to a character sheet, almost no kits are actually penalized. They don't take things from you. They give things to you.
They have downsides.
They have some downsides.
Yeah,
and you
some of them
set
have.
a
Some of them have downsides.
They
but
won't usually take something away from you that you already have due to your race and class. So mechanically, it's just add it. Role-playing wise, find a good reason for it and stick it in. Whether it's I went to this teacher or I went to this school, or if it's some of those kits that are tied into dramatic and horrific events in your life. Hey, have a dramatic and horrific event in your life.
You say that like you say, "Hey, have a Pepsi. It's on me."
Yeah. I want to be an undead slayer. Okay, well, you know that fiance that you had in your character background?
Hey, wait a second. Stop. I've been reading my character sheets again. But anyway, you were saying.
So she walks the nightlife now. And?
She likes the boogie.
Oh. Very nice Gloria Gaynor pull.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, I agree with you there, Brian. I think that you got to give a reason, and it goes back to the same thing that I tell my players in any of my games that I'm running. I'm like, what the character sheet says is a status, but it's not always immediate. Mm-hmm. You know, okay, you just hit level 6. Guess what? You get another freaking two non-weapon proficiencies. Okay, well, I think I just now know alchemy. No, you don't. You know, it's you got to go learn it. I mean, you got to go find somebody who has it. If you're sitting in the middle of the woods and you get a weapon proficiency after a bit of an adventure, and you get a weapon proficiency, and you're like, hey, I think I want to learn how to use the staff. Does somebody in the party know how to use staff? Well, yeah, Dave does. Okay, well then have Dave's character start training you. And I make the players tell me, listen, while everybody else is making dinner and the wizard's reading his book and the priest is over there slapping himself with his whip in the back, we're going to practice our quarterstaff. And I hear that enough from my players, then, he's going to pick up that proficiency. Just because you say, okay, now have a greatsword proficiency. Well, who taught you? Nobody. Then you don't have a greatsword proficiency.
Exactly.
But I cast Google on it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, cast Google. Yeah.
Well, I tend to give them a break once in a while. Usually for this circumstance and this circumstance only, if they have been playing the character like the kit and they suddenly come upon the kit, then I say, okay, go ahead and take the kit. You're just doing that anyway.
Just like you have a ranger and he's like, I hate giants. I hate giants. Oh my God, every time I become a giant and he has a bunch of ogre sidekicks, I'm going for the giant. Well, guess what? You're heading towards a giant slayer kit. You can pick it. Yeah. Because that's what you're doing in the game. Right. If your family was crapped on by a diuretic giant when you were born, then you got a reason to become a giant slayer.
Dude.
You want to pick up the Myrmidon kit? Show up at Waterdeep, raise your right hand, and swear yourself into the Brute Squad, and you can have the Myrmidon kit.
Yeah, but say goodbye to the next 5 years of your life.
Well, this is
there's a lot you can do in Waterdeep for the next 5 years of your character's life.
This is very
if
true.
you even get the next 5 years of your character's life.
Yeah.
That's true.
Your character finds 2 treasure maps, and one of them goes to a treasure of a dragon's hoard, and the other one goes to suspected location of a vampire. And you decide to go to the vampire one, and every time you hit a library, you're like, I want to look up books of undead. I want to find out if anybody in this, scribes in here have any books about undead. Well, you're heading towards the vampire or the undead slayer.
Yep.
That's
also Kojo's notion for his character group. It isn't guys coming to the table who've been playing for a while and say, hey man, I want to use this kit.
That's true.
He's introducing kits as an add-on to an existing game because he's building his group up.
Right.
So you don't have to be a dink about it. Okay, you play that way. You've earned that right. You've decided to level advance or something into it. You found a role-playing hook or reason that goes with your campaign. Right. They adopt the kit if they meet the requirements and run with it. But mechanically, you just do it. You start assuming the penalties. You get yourself the benefits, and you run with it.
Yeah. And I'll say 2 reasons. The one I just mentioned, if they were doing that anyway. And the second one is, if the DM had been playing by the book and all of a sudden he decides, I want to use kits from splat books.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we're going to try and match them up here.
Right.
See if anybody fits any of these kits.
Sure, you can do it that way.
Yeah.
Right.
I just got the Thief's Handbook. Anybody, leaning towards this?
Cat burglar, yo.
Yeah, exactly.
It's pretty funny.
Acrobat.
I remember when the books
7 foot and 250 pounds. I'm the cat burglar.
Yeah, I remember when those books, when the brown book started spraying out of the machine, and I'd go to Walden
Could you
Books.
call them I know I nitpick, but call it red this time if you're going to say something like spewing out of the machine.
I knew it.
Okay.
Just
as they were being crunched out of the machine. How's that? Now they're chocolate. I'll call them chocolate books being crunched out of the machine. Anyways, I remember, the fighter handbook comes out. The fighter handbook comes out. Hey, I got the fighter handbook. I just bought it, guys. What do you think? Well, let me look at it. Hey, I think I want to be a Myrmidon. Cool. Let's let's make you a Myrmidon. And I remember as the books were coming out, we were filtering them into the group just as you were talking about, Glenn. You know, it's like, hey, I just got this book. You guys want to take a look? Maybe you fit into it. I remember doing that up until the Psionics Handbook came out. That's when we're like, okay, let's put the brakes on here a second there, buddies.
Yeah.
Everybody here's a Brain Scanner. No, we're not playing Brain Scanner movie. It's not happening.
Making people's heads explode.
But like I said, it's you gotta see if they were leading towards that anyway, not just say, "Oh, I want him to be a psionic right now."
Yeah,
You
See,
know,
that's
I want to be a ranger who goes after aberrations. I like those squid head dudes. Let's go get some of those.
Yeah, exactly.
yeah. Hey, I could see that former slave
that-
captured by lithids, but okay.
Thank you, Kojo. Thank you for that email.
Thanks.
Now, what do we got for regular emails?
Okay, we have one from our newest emailer, Michael Fiorentino. Fiorentino.
Paisan.
Yes.
Hey.
Okay, he says, Dear Thaco's Hammer, I thoroughly enjoyed the topics you discussed in Splack Book 37. In particular, the commentary on the deck of many things in Doppelgangers was great and brought back many memories.
Oh, full on pat yourself on the back about that, Danny.
Yeah. Pat yourself on the back for slogging through it full on. Be proud of yourself. Okay. Several years ago, I ran a campaign in the city of Tarsus located on Kryn, where my players ended up working for a powerful renegade mage, and while out on a mission for said mage, they found a deck of many things. As is always the case, one of them chose to draw a few cards from the deck, and though only minor woe occurred from the first cards, the last player garnered the player a keep. Ironically, that same group eventually turned on their employer, with good reason, and retired to their new home, being the keep that was summoned. Sometime later, the keep was nearly destroyed as the party's former employer assaulted it with some new employees, so to speak. Eventually, the group fled their magically summoned keep, which became a haunted ruin, and since it had been summoned by the powerful magics of the deck, I had decided that the magical conflagration that had occurred there during the attack had in fact weakened the magic that originally summoned it there, causing the whole keep to shift into the ethereal during the day and back to the prime material again at night. Needless to say...
Crawl on Kryn, got it.
Yeah, exactly. Needless to say, afterwards, the group decided to steer clear of their former home and their former employer.
No.
Yeah. As a side note, I just can't talk tonight. The same employer made use of doppelgangers, and because of such, one of my players lost their character, not to the wizard or his doppelgangers, but to the city watch. To explain, the player was playing an Urda, shape-shifting ogre, and early on in the campaign, the group had learned that Tarsus was having a problem with doppelgangers and were trying to rid the city of them. Unfortunately, when the player foolishly decided to use his shape-changing powers to avoid being captured after an overly daring theft, he was observed by no less than 3 watchmen, and through a poor choice of hiding places, was captured, imprisoned, and eventually executed. He was given not 1 but 2 chances to escape, and if he chose to try a different approach, he tried to incite a prison riot, which was nearly useless. So as you can tell, I love doppelgangers. Anyway, thanks for taking the time to address these wonderful topics, and we look avidly forward to the next installment of your wonderful podcast. Sincerely yours, DM Shadowmere, aka Michael Fiorentino, Trailblades Adventurers Guild.
Forget about it.
Thank you. Oh my goodness.
Start a prison riot.
Thanks, Michael.
Somebody was watching too many episodes of Prison Break or something.
Thank you very much.
Followed by
for that.
Crow.
Yeah.
We always love to get pats on the back. You know that. Let's see. What did he say?
Doing it myself.
Well, for one, he's interpreting the deck a little bit off, but that's cool. It's always GM's call for that.
Yep,
and he's making them magically summoned keeps, as opposed to you are bestowed the grant of a keep that presumably already exists somewhere in the blank parts of your map.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, semantics. You know, it ended up being interesting.
Yeah, it works.
And, the DM can just say that a different type of wizard created the magical item, or, it was created by different powers that are on Kryn versus on Forgotten Realms or Mistar or whatever, that maybe change it to say that. So, it's up to the DM. But it's a good, I like it. It's a different kind of twist to it.
Yep.
Yeah,
yep.
It's nice.
Definite twist. the shape-shifting ogre.
What a twist!
Yeah, shapeshift. I like that.
That was pretty good.
Yeah, somebody's gonna steal that. I know.
No,
anyway, what else? What else we got?
Okay, let me look a little further. Okay, actually, he has a second email.
No,
or not.
Ooper.
This one is short. So, okay, this is for Splatbook 38, our last episode. He said, "Dear THACO's Hammer, I was wondering what you guys thought of the various D&D related media that has appeared over the last 10 years or so. I'm not strictly talking about just 2E, though a fair amount of the media has been edition neutral. Some of it quite obviously was geared for 3rd and now 3.5, such as Scourge of Worlds. Below, I've included a partial list of such worthies I've come across and was hoping to hear your comments, such as, do you think such media has helped fuel the interest in gaming? Do you think it's harmed the image by confusing non-gamers who come across such gems? I would really like to hear your take." Let's see.
When he says new media, the first thing I thought of.
Oh my God.
Yeah. The D&D movie. I thank that D&D movie just for the fact of Jeremy Irons.
Well, yeah, he's the only saving grace.
No,
Yeah.
I'd have to thank it for a different reason, but there is one thankful for that, and that's the actual Beholders. That is the whole thing. That the only reason I watched that movie is to watch those Beholders.
Oh boy.
I like my Beholders to actually have genius intelligence and not
Okay.
be just floating Rottweilers.
Okay, but the point is not their personality, but actually seeing a Beholder in a movie, other than Big Trouble in Little China, where it's got an eyeball on the tongue. I enjoyed seeing them actually come to life. Whether or not they were actually acting correct or not is not my point. My point is actually seeing them on screen.
Given.
All right. Aside from that, new media. I think he's talking about what the
he has a list.
new. Yeah.
Yeah, it's only like 10 items.
Go through it.
Oh geez, I just lost my. Hold on. Hold the phone. Time out on the field. I just lost my.
Wait a minute.
Oh, that's because I have it open in a different window. Okay, here it is. He's got music. He's got like 4 things of music and 4 things for videos. And he included the Roll a D6 parody.
Yes.
Didn't Vince make that?
Vince saw it. Vince saw it. He had me make a opening for Save or Die.
With that.
Which they ran twice and then they yanked it. Because people were complaining that it was irritating or something, although I loved it.
Yeah, I thought it was funny.
I call it the techno mix of Save or Die. But anyway, go on.
Let's see. It's got something said by Sedna Games called GM Hold Music. Now I'll have to look these things up because.
Oh yeah, I've heard that's another funny routine.
Okay. People Still Play D&D by Zelig.
Another funny routine.
And finally, in the music category, Thank You Gary Gygax by Nerdapalooza.
Never heard of it.
I haven't heard of any of these except Roll a D6. To be honest. The videos, The Gamer's Dorkness Rising.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. Journey Quest.
I have yet to see that. I've seen the first one. I haven't seen the second one.
Well, yeah, I'll have to take a look at it just to see what all the excitement's about. Journey Quest. Journey Quest I haven't heard of. Tripod versus the Dragon.
No.
Okay. And
The dragon is a lie.
and there's something called, it's on YouTube, it's called Dungeon Bastard.
Oh yeah, that's a series.
Oh,
He's
okay.
a Dungeon Bastard. Yeah, he basically riffs on all these games and dirty stuff DMs can do and all that kind of stuff.
Oh, okay. Oh, he's one of those. Okay.
It's
I'd be
fun.
happy to-
It's a really clever job.
You could also steal shamelessly from other not RPG but RPG inspired sources and take like Felicia Day's work with the Dragon Age Origins videos that are available on YouTube. Very awesome.
As far as music goes, what about Midnight Syndicate?
Midnight Syndicate is
Yeah.
Yeah, good stuff.
I I've got their D&D CD.
It's
Very
appearing in several of the Save or Die or several of the Roll for Initiative segment headers.
Really?
And yeah,
But as far as I just wanted to say something about the edition neutral stuff that he was talking about. You know, the only company that I've seen that's made stuff that I could actually make it backwards compatible with 1E or 2E is the Goodman Game stuff. The rest of it requires a little too much work. As an example, I don't remember if you gave it to me full on, but the Pathfinder version of Castle Amber.
Wasn't for me.
Okay, someone gave it to me.
That was me.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's one of those where I looked at that and I'm like, I'll steal the art, but it's like the take on it is just...
Yeah, it's not.
Yeah. I mean, it's just... Yeah.
I've got a few favorites from the D20 camp.
Okay.
My biggest one is Bluffside, City on the Edge. I think it's a great city. You can plunk it anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
It's very original. It's got some new character prestige. It's for D20, so it's got prestige class and stuff like that. But you could easily convert those to like kits.
Yeah, you can reverse engineer it, sure.
Yeah, into kits. But it's so unique, and it just has such flavor to it. I love it. Bluffside, done by the late Thunderhead Games, who got absorbed by another company, which is also not there anymore. So
that's unfortunate.
If you can find it in the store or on eBay or a PDF of it, get a PDF of it from Drive-Thru RPG or something. Get it. It's you'll love it. I'm trying to figure out where to put it in my world.
I recommend near a cliff.
Yeah.
Who knew?
Oh, are we gonna start the crypt things thing again? All right. Okay, fine. There's Bluffside.
Yeah.
What else? I think there's a few things out there, but my mind's a blank right now on it. But what about you guys? You guys got any favorite new media stuff that you want to use for D&D for C2E? Full on. Corey?
Anyone?
I personally
Bueller?
don't have any other media stuff. I honestly didn't know that's what he was talking about. But D&D's been out there like in the mainstream media for a long time. It's like you have that Community episode that was just on a couple of months ago.
Right.
They were playing D&D on.
Dial your Wayback Machine on. What were they playing in E.T.?
Exactly.
On the
Dungeons and
kitchen table.
Dragons.
Yeah,
I was going to mention that full on. I was going to mention it.
Although the novel version has they actually mention things like portable holes and cloaks of Elvenkind. They couldn't do it in the movie because they
the mom can't figure out what an orc is.
Yeah. That was hilarious.
No, but I mean, I honestly haven't really gone out there and looked for all the other additional new media things out there. But, we're in the electronic age and we got communication devices that give us every person's inane ramblings about any subject that you ever want to freaking know about or not even not want to know about.
So you couldn't be any more right about that, Corey.
There's so many tons of things out there that are probably about D&D that we haven't even freaking known about because, they might be in Ukrainian or Spanish or whatever. But
French.
I mean,
I gave you... Oh, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say that my opinion is that there's a lot out there. Do I touch them? No, I really don't. My D&D, I like my D&D vanilla, and if there's a flavor to it, it's mine. Mm-hmm. So I really don't go out there and mess with any of the other ones.
Somebody who took Mystara itself and rewrote it for Green Ronin's Dragon Age D20.
Oh, yeah. I remember.
Remember that? Yeah. You thought it was kind of neat.
Yeah, actually was.
Yeah. See how it trickles down into our AP.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, no, I don't think so. I've got too much on my plate as it is. I've already got you guys next 5 adventures lined up.
Okay.
That's if you take the bait, that is.
Yeah, let's close this email down. Thank you for your email. But
thanks for
writing in. Awesome.
Anybody else wants to write in? Email us at thacoshammer@gmail.com.
We got any more emails?
Actually, no. Aside from one that I refuse to read.
All right. Well, we're not going to push that item. So let's go on to It's in the Book.
Yes, sir.
Is that the one that says I'm awesome?
You ever go to school, stupid?
Yeah, and I come out the same way.
Is that your idea of an idea?
It's in the book.
It's in the book. The Tiefling.
Yes, sir.
as a monster and as a player character.
Yep.
I am not familiar with this critter.
Mm-hmm.
Which there's about 3/4 of the people are going, yeah, we know. But perhaps it's in the what?
It's in the Planescape Monstrous Compendium Volume 1. That's where I found it.
Okay.
As a monster.
Yeah,
and as a player, full on?
It's in the Player's Guide to the Planes from the Planescape campaign setting on page 12 and 13 as a player character race.
Those of you out there listening that don't know that the Tieflings, you know that the Tieflings are in 3rd edition, 3.5. They got their start in Planescape. And they've been around just like THACO was in 1st. Won't get into that. But, you know, Tieflings have been around since 2nd edition, and we just thought it would be a good idea to bring them out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, most definitely. Speaking from the monster side, it says, Tieflings are the offspring of the plains, as varied as the places they call home. Superficially human, their parents always betrayed them. Some sport small horns, others have pointed ears, scales, cloven hoofs, or just a wicked gleam in the eye that never leaves. What they all have in common is they have a quick temper and a chip on their shoulder. They're often confused with Alufines, Erinyes, Incubi, Succubi, which they'll forgive, but never call a tiefling a bastard or a half-breed. He'll take it personal shall I say. I'm just looking at these things as just from the monster side, you know, I can see this being just being either an ally or being an enemy of a low to medium level party.
Cool wild card.
Oh yeah, big time. They have infravision out to 60 feet, can create darkness 15-foot radius once per day. They like spells such as Burning Hands, Undead Servant, Blur, Deep Pockets, Haste Sphere, Domination. Tieflings usually use like protection from good, undetectable lie, and things like that. These are the kinds that would be. Let's just put it this way: if in Lord of the Rings: The Two Towers, if what's his face who had the king under a curse,
Wormtongue.
Yeah,
Wormtongue.
Grima Wormtongue, exactly. He'd be a tiefling.
My Tolkien bone just jumped when you said that.
Personal.
I don't want to know what bone. Okay.
Yeah.
It's time for Corey's confessions.
Good, it's your turn. Now you get to wear it, son.
I'm only doing one. You're the one who's got 50 million of them. I just want to put it in here.
I'm on a roll. Glenn had one last episode. Now it's your turn. I'm waiting for full-ons.
One of these has touched.
I did confess last time. I confessed on the deck of many things.
Oh, that's true. Well, good.
One of these have touched my table once as a player character. Once.
Okay.
And the person that playing it, and I shouldn't. What's the word? I shouldn't. I shouldn't blame the race for the player who played it wrong.
Mm-hmm.
But it ended up being a Forgotten Realm version of a Kender.
Oh, no.
Bad attitude. So when I first saw them in 3.5, the first thing I went is, oh, look, they're letting Kenders out again. You know, and it's actually not that, but I personally don't. I wouldn't let anyone play one of these as a player character, just like I won't let anybody go into the playable monster races and play a half ogre.
Oh yeah.
You know, it's one of those that they're nifty. It's a cool idea, but I'm not letting it in my world. To me, when I see them now, I can't get Tiefling and Kender out of my head and mixed together. But I do like looking at that picture in the Monstrous Manual. But that's all my confession.
Fighting words.
Yeah.
So, in other words, you feel about Tieflings the way Full-On felt about the deck of many things.
Yes. Yeah.
What about Fuel-On? What about
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, it's late.
All right. Well, we've played with the Tiefling as player character races and had them as significant NPCs. Remember, it's been around since 2nd edition, and the 2nd edition player character roll-up for the Tiefling is nowhere near even as wild and crazy as the Monster Manual entry. That Monster Manual entry is somebody's multi-class something out there being out there. For starting it as a player character, all you really get are +1 bonus on intelligence and charisma, -1 to strength and wisdom. You can be any alignment except lawful good, and based on your mysterious heritage of human plus something else from some assorted lower plane, 2nd and 3rd degree removed, they get infravision to 60 feet, ability to create darkness 15-foot radius. They suffer half damage from cold-based attacks, and they gain a +2 bonus on saving throws versus fire, electricity, or poison. They can be fighters, rangers, wizards, including specialist mages, priests, thieves, and bards. They may also pursue multi-class as fighter wizard, fighter priest, fighter thief, wizard thief, and priest thief. Tiefling thieves get the following racial adjustments for their thief abilities. They get +5 to find and remove traps, +10 to move silently, +10 to hide in shadows, and let's see, RL, brainlock, +5 to RL.
Read languages.
Read languages, yes. Because of their weird ancestry and exposure to other planar things. But really, that's all it is. They just have a bit of a chip on their shoulder. They don't trust well until someone earns it. And then once they do, okay, you're in. But generally, they want to watch their own back.
Yeah, they usually look out for number 1. That's true. You know, and they have a reputation, I would say probably at least halfway earned, about being really, really deceitful creatures. But that all depends on the alignment that that player has.
And also the backgrounds they go through. Because they are plane spawned, plane touched creatures.
True.
You know, they learn early on that life's unfair and hard, and their reaction is to fight back and not let anyone see their pain. And that can be a good guy, that can be a dick.
Very true.
Clint Eastwood, huh?
A man's got to know his limitations.
Yeah. Something like that.
You gotta ask yourself.
That was different.
Such gratitude all the time.
5.
To be honest, I've forgotten all this excitement. Okay, let's stop. I could probably recite the entire scene. Let's stop right now.
Such gratitude for all the times I've saved your life.
What's that? Unforgiven?
That's Good, the Bad, and the Ugly.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, go on.
Yes.
Please go on. Please.
Yes, we're trying.
You are.
Yeah. I mean, you know what?
Very.
It's one of these. It's one of those races that I have to know what kind of player is going to play it before I allow it.
Oh, yeah. I can see that.
Yeah, I mean, because if you got somebody who just wants to, like in Corey's case, basically play an other planar Kender and cause all kinds of problems, and to where the players themselves are getting frustrated and things are breaking down, then no. But if there's someone who is a good role player who won't abuse things, or who can get into the tiefling mindset, which is what Corey said, yeah, I'll let it slide. But yeah, it's a case by case basis for sure.
Yep.
And if you're dealing with someone who's playing the wizard thief who wants to be Mixelplick, well, then that's just dealing with, and that could be a valid roleplay style for that character.
I
so
agree.
Don't necessarily shut it down as long as it's not disruptive or broken to the party.
Yeah,
True.
I agree. And that's what the DM should always keep in mind before allowing any race, class, kit, or combination thereof.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And you guys talk about tieflings for us. THACOshammer@gmail.com, or let's throw the number up there.
405-806-0555.
Go through the list. OSRgaming.org. Dragonsfoot.
Dragonsfoot. Purpleworm.org. Yep.
Planet AD&D.
Planet
Nutkingland.com.
Facebook, Twitter.
The Piazza.com.
Yeah, the Piazza, where I post stuff into.
And we're
D20radio.com, which has a convenient link and list to all the RSS feeds of all the OSR shows.
Mm-hmm.
You do get a cut of this, right?
He's got his hands pretty much deep in that pie. Let me put it to you that way. I mean, you can't go on D20 and not see him. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, you're in bed with too many people. Okay.
Yeah, he's like savoir faire. He's everywhere.
Fabulous. Don't worry.
Okay. We're going to head into Rule 0.
Yes.
One would think you've been doing this all your life.
We'll remember you said that.
I know. I'm sure you hate me just enough.
Rule 0.
Rule 0. Okay, whole cloth number 3. It says creating the class and proficiencies, but we already did the class. So let's toss out some proficiencies for those classes. What do we got again? I'm a mage. I know that.
I'm a fighter.
Yeah. And you guys are just a couple of 0-level peasants, right?
Whoa! I'll have you know I'm a first level bartender. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Let's see. I'm looking for the sheet right now. You guys are a trip, I swear. Let's see. I'm a fighter.
You're a fighter. He's a fighter. She's a fighter. Wouldn't you like to be a fighter too?
Corey's actually a fighter as well, and Full-On is the gnome illusionist thief.
Can I change my class?
Already?
Do you have any?
I want a kid.
Ooh. That's a sucker punch if I ever heard one.
I wanted a kid.
We're not doing kids, remember? We're doing straight up...
straight up classes out of the player's handbook.
I forgot what my stats are. I gotta find that page.
Corey, I got your stats right here.
Can I be... Can I, we don't have... So we got 3 fighters and a mage? Is that what we got?
No, 2 fighters, a mage, and an illusionist thief.
Let me be a fighter.
What?
Huh?
You want to be a what?
Fighter cleric?
You have you barely have the wisdom for it, but yeah, you have an average. You have an average wisdom.
What's my wisdom?
Isn't that called a paladin?
Yeah, but not if we want him to heal right away. It isn't.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. We can fudge it that way.
Yeah, okay, I can do that. I'll mark it down on my little notepad right
we got
here.
A fighter cleric. And do you have any particular No, I'm not going to get into that.
Let's not go there.
Yeah, okay. What do we have for weapon? What do we want to take for weapon proficiency now? Now, starting at first level,
correct.
Everybody gets how many weapon proficiencies?
I get 4.
I get 1.
Yeah, Glenn gets 1. Corey gets 1. Corey gets 4.
I get to add and divide, don't I?
No, you don't. You take the best. Really? Yeah, you take the best.
Cool.
What? Oh, all right.
So
I get 4.
Full-On gets 1, right?
2. Because he's an illusionist thief.
Oh, that's right. He's dual classed.
Correct.
Okay. Multi, whatever.
Yeah.
You got 2 classes.
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna jump in here and say I take as my weapon proficiency, of course, the quarterstaff.
Yeah. Big shock. Okay. Well, that's the most effective weapon that a mage has.
True, and especially a mage with my suck-ass stats.
Yeah, with that bad strength, that's true.
Yeah.
Okay, with me.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to go. Yeah. This guy's pretty much a bruiser. I'm going to go bastard sword, dagger. Let's see. Footman's mace. And short bow. I'm actually not going to specialize, believe it or not.
Okay.
Short bow.
Who wants to go next?
Full on.
Weapon proficiencies.
Okay. Well, let's see. I'm feeling that I want to reach out and touch someone a bit. So let's also go with the short bow.
Okay.
And the short sword. I can backstab with that.
Yep.
That looks about right.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I mean, if we were including, if we were doing like combat and tactics, my choices would be quite different. But we're not going
vanilla.
route.
We're going vanilla.
Yeah, plain vanilla.
Mm-hmm. That leaves Corey.
That's you,
He's
Corey.
got 4 of them.
Yes, it does.
Well, what's my dex?
Your dexterity, sir, is 15.
Damn, I should have won Fighter Thief. I'll take the Footman's Mace.
Okay. Got it.
I went throwing hammers.
Throwing hammer? Okay.
Heck yeah.
All right.
Right.
That's actually a pretty decent choice. And we did talk about that a few episodes ago.
I'll take the AR-15. Oh, so hold on. Wrong.
No, that's
This isn't Twilight 2000, son.
Sorry, Gamma rolled in my brain. All right, let's go with am I going to be able to use bladed weapons, or are we going plain vanilla here? Oh, okay. Because
even before all that, I always let that go.
Just say you follow Helm or something and just take the bladed weapons.
Yeah.
Clangeddon's a good one.
Well, if that's the case, then let's do this. Drop my Footman's Mace.
Okay.
I want Morningstar.
Done.
Throwing hammers.
Okay.
I'll take broadsword.
Broadsword. Okay.
And I want my last one empty.
Okay.
Empty. Can you do that?
You could if you wanted to. I mean, you're under no obligation to spend all your.
Okay. I was under the impression that you had to, or you'd lose them.
Well, no. You can leave it blank, because if you're walking through a dungeon and say I find a halberd +2, and I'm like, dude, I'm going to pick up a halberd. While everybody's down sitting around the campfire reading their books and sleeping, I'm going to be practicing this halberd. I'm going to pick up a proficiency of a weapon that we find.
Or when you get back to Civilization, you can.
When I get back in Civilization and get trained, yeah.
Yeah.
I wish to be proficient in how to attack and parry with small panda child.
Nice.
All right, we will move on to we will move on to
Civilization.
Oh boy.
Oh God.
We'll move on to non-weapon proficiencies. Now, non-weapon proficiencies, each class, of course, gets so
different.
many.
Yeah. You get the most, Glenn, being a mage. Believe it or not.
Well, what I'm pointing out is we're using the optional rule of how many languages you know as far as your wisdom or
intelligence.
That's how many extra slots you get for non-weapon proficiencies.
Yep. In addition to languages?
No.
Okay,
no,
it's one or the other.
Yeah, it's one or the other. It's never.
I didn't know that.
Yes.
But that's okay. That's okay.
That's why I asked last time.
Yeah.
If you have an intelligence that gives you 3 extra languages and you only want to speak 2, you can use the other one for a non-weapon proficiency, but you don't get 4 extra non-weapon proficiencies because your languages allow them.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I burned my languages for non-weapon proficiencies. This is what I have: reading and writing.
Of course.
Engineering.
Okay.
These are my standard ones, not the ones I get from and dancing.
That's all right. Well, it's going to be funny because your dex is so bad.
Yeah.
More importantly, did you take spellcraft?
I'm coming to that.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
I've got it written down.
Okay. Clarify something for me before I go on.
Go for it.
Can you pump more than one slot into a non-weapon proficiency at the get?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, good. So my next 3
okay.
are direction sense.
Okay.
And 2 slots in spellcraft, so I don't take the -1.
Okay.
And I'm done.
Okay. That's cool.
The dancing mage is done.
The dancing. Yeah, he tries, but he's got 2 left feet. He can't help himself.
No, he has direction sense. He knows which way's up.
Okay.
He can break dance.
Got it. How many does Corey get?
Corey gets, let's see, Corey fighter priest, I'm sorry. 4, and with your intelligence 13, 4 set, a total of 7.
Whoa.
I'm just gonna speak common. Wait, what race am I? Did we do
half
race?
elf?
I guess I speak common and elven, so that leaves me extra 2. So the 4 and the 2, right? 4 and 1.
Yeah, 4 and 1.
So I have 5.
5, yeah.
All right.
Well, you automatically speak common. That's a given.
Okay. Okay, then I get 4 and 2 then, right?
Yeah, 4 and 2,
Okay.
6. Yep.
I'm gonna take. Where's the fighter? There it is. I'm obviously gonna take blind fighting. That's 2.
Yep.
I'm gonna take tracking for another 2.
Wow. With
Yep.
that -6 penalty for not being a ranger.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah,
it is. Scratch that.
Yeah. You know what? I've always thought that was too punitive for non-rangers. There wouldn't be any Woodsman if it was that freaking hard.
Right. No, let's go just blind fighting.
Okay.
I'm gonna take mountaineering.
Ooh, that's a good one.
And I'm gonna take direction sense.
Okay. So the two of you can argue. No, it's that way. No, it's that way.
I'm taking swimming.
Done. That's actually very smart.
And what's that? One more left, right?
Yeah. 1,
Priest spellcraft.
5,
Good idea.
6, 7. Yeah, spellcraft. Okay.
Yep.
I could see a whole bunch of arguments.
Oh yeah.
No, it's that way. No, it's that spell. No, it's that spell. You're an
Yeah, I
idiot.
can
No,
see-
you're an idiot.
I'm practicing my spells. You're not doing that right. What do you mean I'm not doing it right?
Exactly.
No, I'll roll it and be like, oh, that's an arcane spell. I look over at you. What is it?
Divine spell. You're an
It's a divine
idiot.
spell. Glenn looks over at me. What is it?
That's funny. That
Hold
is-
on. How many do you get?
I get
God.
4 and 7 for my intelligence.
Yeah, he's got an 18 intelligence.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Or
Why don't you
excuse
just
me.
take the whole book and
Wait a minute. Yeah, he's got an 18. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got 4 plus 7.
And I'm going to save 2 for languages, and the
Okay.
rest I'm going to invest in animal training.
Okay. Hold on. I'm writing this. I'm not typing it, so give me a second. Animal training. Got it.
Spellcraft.
3-way arguments. And Fire's going to be sitting over there picking his nose like, I have no idea what they're talking about. Go.
Oh, you'll have even less now. Ancient languages.
Okay, which one?
Oh, let's see.
Pull it
What are
out
the
here.
offerings?
Common, gnome, dwarvish, orcish.
dragon.
Yeah, dragon. Yeah. The list is pretty much endless, but yeah, it has to be
Goblinoid,
specific.
yeah.
Has to be specific, unfortunately.
Giant, yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Squirrel. Too specific?
Minsk lives. Yes. Oh, I'm sorry. That's a hamster. My bad.
I want to go with Fae.
Fae? All right.
Fae.
That's interesting enough.
Ancient Fae.
Yeah. Got it.
Ooh.
Okay, go.
Appraising. Trust me, it's only worth 50 gold.
Ooh. Yeah, you can take it. Okay, go.
Blind fighting.
Of course.
Of course.
Tumbling.
Of course.
Rope use.
Okay, that works.
And riding land. Because I'm
That's
not
all
going to be
you're-
sputtering along saying,
Ah, wait for me.
Yeah, you're the one riding the mountain pony. Yeah. Okay, riding land. Got it.
mountain pony nothing. Dire war badger.
Badger. Anyway. Okay, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4.
Upgrade. I'm going to go
6,
for a Wolverine
7,
Charger.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, and which language did you want to take?
Over
you
and
have
above my
common and
racials.
Yeah,
Yeah,
common
common and gnome.
gnomish. Yeah.
Esperanto.
Okay, let's pick up some Elvish and some
Damn it,
Orcish.
Corey! I started writing down Esperanto. Damn you! Oh
Sorry.
man, jeez, no, you're not.
I just wanted to see him pull a Rimmer moment from a Red Dwarf episode. That's
Oh,
all. It
man.
just popped in my head.
Common gnomish. Okay. Yeah.
Common, Gnomish, Elvish, Orcish.
Common gnome, elvish, orcish. Easy. Easy peasy.
Cover the bases.
Yep.
You, Brian.
Okay, for me.
Yeah.
For me, let's see. Now I got to turn to the right page. There we go. Okay. Okay, I got 5 slots to play with, so I will do riding land, of course. No good fighter should not be able to ride a horse. Blind fighting, of course. And let's see. I'm going to take, just to go a little bit off the board.
Country.
And a little bit rock and roll.
Wow.
Yeah, I can do that. I'm going to take running.
Running.
Yes, running.
I'm taking horse riding, and if that fails, I'm taking running.
Yeah.
So he could go catch the horse.
Yeah. Yeah, so if my horse runs away, I can catch the damn thing.
It dismounts an attack. You take 8 damage. I now use running.
And just for... I'll take Boyer Fletcher to round it. Oh, actually, I still got one more. Boyer Fletcher. No, Boyer Fletcher, that's it.
If you pump any more levels in running, I'm going to start calling you Gump.
If my intelligence was say about 15 and my wisdom was like a 4, yeah, I could do it.
Hey, turn that around the other way. This is
you think?
Run,
No,
fighter,
actually, you're right. You're right. He was rather wise. Okay.
I'm not smart, man.
And we
But
are.
I do not.
And
now,
we
wait
are
a minute.
done.
Not quite.
Okay. What's up?
While we're at it,
I'm listening.
why don't we get a few spells for me and Fawn?
Okay.
Take care of the spells too.
Yeah, that falls in there.
Okay.
I get one first level spell, and Full On gets, I don't know, a packet full. I don't know.
Before we go in there, I didn't see the priest proficiency in here for chromatic wand use.
Go
Spell
away,
crap.
Corey.
That's how you got an item.
You're going to kill the joke, Corey. You need to stop.
How many spells does Full On get?
He gets 1 regular spell and 1 illusionist spell.
Ah, you go first.
Por de suave.
Rico. Sorry. So, let's see. All right, I got the spells listed here. What you gonna do?
Well, what's in my... do we have a stock of stuff that's just in your book as your stock and trade mage spell book? Or do I have
I'm pulling out the wizard spell compendium right now.
Here we go.
Why are you doing that if we're doing plain vanilla?
Because it has a good generation method for spell books.
Good idea.
Yeah. Because I'm too tired to think about it. I just am. I apologize.
It's all right.
Starting spell books, page 8. Starting spell books for illusionists. Would you happen to have a die, good sir?
Why, yes, I do.
Okay, roll a d12.
D12.
Yes, sir.
The little used.
Yes, the often disused d12.
12.
Stop. I'll let you hold that, but I need you to roll 3d4 and subtract 2.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that's how starting spell books go now.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Yeah.
I got a 1.
1.
I got a 3, so that makes it 4.
Uh-huh.
And I got a 3. So that makes it 7.
Minus
2.
That's actually 4, 3, and 1 is 8. Subtract 2 is 6. The first 2 are read magic and detect magic.
No, that wasn't 4, 3, and 1. That was a 1 plus a 3 plus a 3.
Oh,
so
I'm sorry. Okay.
4 plus another 3 is 7.
Okay. Subtract 2 is 5. You're in. So
Okay.
you have 5. Okay. In your illusionist spells, you can pick an illusionist spell. First one. That was a lucky roll. How long has it been since you rolled a d12, Falon?
Not that long. Damage die in Star Wars, the role-playing game.
Ah, there we go.
Multiples of them.
Oh.
Yeah. Blaster cannon for the win, yo.
Which cannon?
Blaster.
Oh, okay.
And a couple feet stack on top of it.
So what do you pick?
Yeah, what do you got?
I'm finding the sortness of it since the books don't like to order them by type.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Yep. Okay.
Getting back to the list of first level spells. Let's see. Change self is an illusion spell.
Yeah, I know, but come on, I'm a gnome.
Hypnotism is the first level, is an illusion spell.
Yeah.
Phantasmal Force, of course.
Since you're a gnome, you're in charge of our travel plans.
Ventriloquism is one, I believe.
I can have fun with that. Let's go with the Phantasmal Force.
Of course. I knew it.
Well, yeah.
I just knew it. Okay. Phantasmal Force, roll.
Roll a what?
D12.
D12, okay.
Yeah, because you got 4 more spells to choose. That's...
got it.
Okay.
Are you doing the whole book or just the spells he gets at the first level?
Just the spells he gets at first level. That's it. There's just a list of your starting spells.
Right, but I usually go, I pick X and then we go.
8.
Okay, roll again, please.
8.
Okay.
It really wants 8.
Yeah, hold portal.
Okay.
Roll. Yes, folks, it's
11.
11. Roll again. I just figured out how to use this chart. What?
6.
6. Identify.
Good one.
Geez, it not part of the stock. Just you would know how to.
Yeah, it basically the first roll is for offensive, defensive, or miscellaneous. The second roll is on the according chart.
Yeah.
And since you don't have
that's one of the 3 isms that I actually like is okay. There are things that are just general magic.
Mm-hmm.
Read magic.
Yep.
Right. Identify.
Yeah, the universal one.
Universal. But
yes, okay. I agree 100%.
So
okay,
identify is down. Next.
Go ahead.
We have a 5.
Roll again. That's for defensive.
12.
Choose. It would okay. Actually, I'll do it because it's got different ones. Give you the armor spell just for the hell of it.
Good choice.
Yep. No self-respecting mage should not have that spell.
Oh,
okay.
Great.
What?
Nothing.
Okay. Roll.
I'm not barred from alteration, right? It's evocation that I'm blocking.
Yeah, evocation, necromancy, and abjuration. Believe it or not.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Show me an enlarge.
That is in the miscellaneous.
9.
9. That is miscellaneous. It's in that list. Roll.
Okay. Show me the money. Show me the money. Show me the money. 6.
Roll again. You rolled identify.
2.
Comprehend languages.
If I can't figure it out, and if I can't get the Fae to tell me, sure, I'll go for that.
Okay, and you got one more.
4.
That's offensive. Roll.
All right, let's blow some up. 7.
You already have it. Roll again.
Hey, I can make an offensive spell out of enlarge. Hey, fighter, come over here.
That's the best use for
7.
it. 7. You just rolled a 7. Roll again.
11.
Taunt.
Come at me, bro.
He's a gnome.
I shall taunt you a second time.
He's a Kender. Forget that. Kenders have that ability.
I attack him.
You know what's worse? I'm going to hold the portal and not let you through.
Okay, there are your spells.
Okay, I take enlarge and I'm done.
Oh, that's right. I forgot. Enlarge and you're done. Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, we can work that off camera. Having one spell in your spell book is really not good.
Okay, change it to armor. I'm done.
Oh boy.
I'll just whack him with my quarterstaff and watch him try to hit me.
Well, okay. All right, I got it.
Anyway,
we're done.
Okay, next time we will finish them up.
Mm-hmm.
Including name and all that kind of stuff.
Yep, and equipment and everything else.
Yes. All right. Tune in.
How much is it going to cost to have my spellbook tattooed on my skin in indelible magical ink?
Yeah, buddy.
Do that next time.
Yeah.
Well, THACO@gmail.com and all the other places. So let's go on to people skills.
Yes.
Come on, I wanted to show you where my large spell was written down.
Oh, zing.
This is a family show.
People skills.
Big feet.
The face is familiar. It's mine. And so it is.
Oh, yes, of course. It stands out a mile, doesn't it? He's so common.
A little lady comes in here and starts throwing her butt around. What is that supposed to do?
All right, forget I said anything.
Maybe I will.
Well, that's pretty good.
Don't tell me you weren't looking at it.
Well, that's not half bad.
She's giving it right back to you.
People skills.
People skills. Okay. Creating proficiencies.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
New
indeed.
ones, apparently. I've never had to, but some people like to do it.
Back scratching.
Back scratching.
You specialize in that? No.
Yes, I do.
Massage. Anyway.
Shiatsu.
Yeah, exactly. But I was just gonna say, I've had to do it, but it's the lists that you can find not only in the rule books if you decide to go onto the internets and look at like stuff like the the online handbook for proficiencies or whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
It comes up with stuff that I would have never dreamed of in 1,000 years. But yeah, I can see sometimes the necessity to do so.
Especially if you get the netbook of sex.
I have that.
Yeah, me too.
I do use the character pregnancy rules. Thank God you were female.
My favorite is still Big B's bitch slap. Just love the name.
Mm-hmm.
And
so new proficiencies
and large body part. Anyway,
now we're getting
new proficiencies.
Yeah, now we're getting into the erotic one. Anyway, go ahead. New proficiencies. It's one of these things where as a DM, you should kind of just take a few minutes to think about it objectively. Think about, okay, what is this going to do? What does this proficiency cover? What contingencies does it cover?
Is there another proficiency that could fall under?
Yeah, that should be your first question. But then going from there, then determining the closest relevant ability that would work for it, and then from there, and this is the hardest one, determining how hard it is to use the skill.
Yes.
Yeah.
Also how expensive the skill needs to be, whether it's a single, a double, or even a triple slot.
That's true. Yeah, because there's only one slot that's triple with good reason, and that's weaponsmithing. But yeah, that should be also the other thing. If this skill gives the character a very powerful ability that's not magical, but it can affect the party in a positive manner, then yeah, you need to figure out if you need to assign more than one slot to it.
Yeah, and plus, how many minuses you're taking on your stat, if any.
Right.
That kind of thing.
Yeah, and it does, like I said, it does require the DM to take a neutral view of it, to look at it objectively, because you can make it too easy or too hard for your PCs.
True.
Mm-hmm.
Have you guys ever made any? Weapons sort of take care of themselves.
Yeah, they do. I'm trying to think. I don't think I've ever made one, or at least
I have.
I think you want to know what?
Have.
I've got about 70 of them that I've made.
Wow.
Are you going to put that up on OSR Gaming?
I can dig them up. Yeah, I can dig up the file. The first one that I started with, which angered me because my game itself runs through different nations. You have a bit proficiency for ancient history.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
You have the proficiency for local history.
Correct.
There's no foreign history.
Huh.
How do you know what the Elven King? You may have read knowledge or known about the elves of the West and their people and what they've done and where they come from. There's no place in there for that. There's no proficiency for it.
Local history does cover that.
Generally,
but what if it's not in your
builds.
local area?
I see what
I'm saying?
Yeah, I got
Far
you.
to the west, there's a kingdom where you have to go to somebody. You got to go to the great sage who he knows about the vanishing castle that appears every full moon in the far western reaches that you've never been to. Well, where the hell does he get that information? It's got to come from proficiency.
Mm-hmm. No, I get where it comes
from. For the guy who has heraldry, because they have the big lists of everybody, but that's about it.
Yeah. But there's no, there's no like national history or far away history instead of local.
Mm-hmm.
There's
the national history.
Yeah, I did like the 3rd edition's take on profession knowledge or knowledge : blank.
Yeah.
That I've taken and made proficiencies for. Those kind of proficiencies that need to be done. Well, a thief can sit into a bar. And he can use his alertness. I guess you could use that and kind of make him watch, because maybe he's looking for another thief because he's trying to get information into the Thieves Guild or whatever. There's no proficiency for him to go, oh, I know how to pick pockets and I know how to pick out a pickpocket out of a crowd. You know what I mean? So there's a proficiency that I've added so that people can roll and say, I know what to look for when I'm doing pickpocketing. I know what to look for when other people are doing it too. Mm-hmm. So stuff like that, there's holes that are missing if you want to get super, super detailed, but I just thought some general ones could come up that I've made. I can put a list up that I've made, and once you get a couple of them down, and you can't. When I made my first one, I had to constantly go back and read the descriptions and look at the stats of the current proficiencies to make sure it stayed balanced, with the ones that are already established. But once you make the first one or two, your mind starts going, and you're like, oh, you know what? I could use this. Oh, you know what? This hasn't been covered.
No, you're
they do get it.
Right.
That's how I ended up with a ton of them, just because, and I found a PDF file, or I think it was a Word doc at the time, on the internet at some point, and it had tons of stuff from everywhere, like traveling in space instead of horse riding, zero gravity movement.
Yeah.
Yeah. I pulled some of the ones out of that list. I mean, it was super detailed as far as the other thing I've noticed that under the mage, there's no alchemy.
Actually, they changed that. They did change that. In Spells and Magic, they do have for alchemy.
Okay.
But yeah.
You mean the yellow binded books that I don't use?
Yeah.
Black ones.
Yeah.
You have a point. But yeah, they did change all that. But
there's a lot that you can do that I suggest definitely at least any DM should sit down and try to make a proficiency. It's crazy the way that they're set up, and I like making them. They're fun.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Glenn. How about you, Full On?
Oh, I'm the same opinion. Yeah, especially some of the things that 3E got right are things exactly like you said. Hey, we need these knowledges. We need to have these proficiencies, these sources of knowledge, sources of skill that aren't exactly covered by the generic non-weapon proficiency groups.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Right.
No, I totally agree.
Speaking of which, dog. I have to specify the animal training I have animal training in. Mm-hmm. And I don't think you're going to let me get away with Wolverine, so I'm going to go with dog.
Uh-huh.
The bounty hunter? Anyway, sorry. Yeah, I know it's late. Yeah, I know.
Well,
yeah,
I'm surprised
I'm right
surprised you didn't take dog as a language.
I speak dog. Oh, never.
Yeah, that's easy language. Bite the sucker on the neck and throw him down.
Yeah, I've heard people who take I take squirrel, I take badger, I take this. Taking dog.
Chico, squeaker, squeak.
Exactly. But taking dog or cat is so handy if you go into cities.
I take octopus.
Rat.
Octopus. There we go. I take blue. I'll take blue whale. Oh man, non-weapon perfect. You folks used them. You made your own. I mean, to me, it's like trying to make a spell. I don't want to do it. Find something that fits.
Yeah. Hey, DM, make a call. Tell them to roll a number and go for it.
Yeah,
next.
Exactly. It's the basics showing through in me again.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, the DM's supposed to make you roll against a stat or something, right? Okay.
Something like that.
I will agree. I mean, in my opinion, some of these should not be proficiencies. I understand medieval times. Not everybody knew how to swim.
Yeah.
And the proficiency itself I use for mainly people who are swimming in armor.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but honestly, swimming.
You're going to see people have combined that all into a general proficiency called athleticism or athletics.
Yeah.
That covers your swimming, that covers your running, that covers, all of that, and kind of your climbing, all in one stop shop.
Right.
If you want to be a mountaineer, then take a mountaineer proficiency. If you're just climbing, that's climbing.
Yeah.
I guess that's kind of like what you'd call the difference between taking tumbling and taking parkour.
Yeah, parkour is like a combination of running, jumping, and tumbling. It's an amalgamation of all three of those.
Yeah.
Right.
But yeah.
Okay. Tell us
Do I
about
get a synergy bonus if I take them all?
We're not playing 3E. Stop that.
Okay, fine.
He probably want to specialize in it. Tell us about it, folks. THACOShammer@gmail.com and the number, whatever it is.
405-806-0555. It's late, but it's not that late.
I'm getting as bad as Vince on this.
Glenn, I don't mind you hand waving when you're DMing, but when we're doing the show, the number's important.
Rather important, yeah.
Call us on that number.
I set up the number, and I have yet to remember the number.
Yeah, how bad? That's pretty terrible.
I mean, made sure it was a 405, my area code, so I could remember it. I still can't remember it.
Wow.
So let's go into Magic Fingers before this gets away from me.
Eeny, meeny, chili beanie, the spirits are about to speak.
Well, it just so happens that your friend here is only mostly dead.
Sounds like a lot of supernatural baloney to me.
Supernatural, perhaps. Baloney, perhaps not.
Magic Fingers.
Magic Fingers. Okay, this one's going to be a hot one. Magical damage cap. For or against?
Okay.
What do you say?
I'll give a little bit of history first.
There you go.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
In the advent of second edition, it's very easy. When they created it, they decided to cap all the damage of the more popular, shall I say, looking right at full on offensive spells like Fireball and Lightning Bolt. They cap the damage at 20d6, which of course you have to be 20th level to achieve, but still. My whole thing is that, actually, you know what? I'll hold off. You guys go first.
I like it when you go first, Brian.
We weren't going to talk about that on the show, Corey.
Chill. That's right.
I like to make things blow up real good. And if you're getting up to 23rd level, you should have 23 dice of Fireball. Right on.
Yep.
Next.
So that's a 4.
Yep. I couldn't agree any more with full on. This is like I said when we were talking about it before we started. This is the one holdover I have from my power gaming days. By the time that, this is back in first edition, of course, but the levels that were achieved in those games, there were small tactical nuclear explosions going off because the levels were so high. The ground zero was turned into glass. It was so high. But
now
yeah, I mean, yeah,
a spell and a fire finger hand.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
But yeah.
Okay, we haven't heard from the core man. What do you think? Do you need a damage cap or not?
No, the damage cap can go to the 666 layers of the abyss for all I care. Okay. I have a cap for the normal wizards and arcane casters and divine casters, but once they get up to higher levels, I mean, if you're looking at a 18th level wizard, he's making his own spells. He's not going to use a 3rd level fireball spell, in my opinion.
He might,
but honestly, if he's going to come up with a spell, and you know what? I give my players who make it to 18th level, which means they've put up with me as a DM and survived. I don't know how, but they survived long
exactly.
enough.
I was just about to say, I have no idea how they live that long.
They deserve to not be told, okay, you can go this high and that's it. I let them go, okay, you know what? You want to make a 9th level spell? At 18th level, you want to create a 9th level spell that's Fireball Senior, and you want it to have as many hit dice or as many dice as you have hit dice? that's your spell, man. Hey, you're creating
Improved Fireball.
Exactly. The other thing that I have in my world is blood magic, which is an ancient unused magic, and in my games, blood mages use their hit points to increase stats of spells, which goes beyond using a third level fireball spell and only having so many d6. They can cut themselves, and for hit points, they get dice added to the spell. The only problem is you can't stop that blood flow.
Have your cleric with a repair injury spell handy.
Yep, because the more blood you spill, the more dice you get out.
I believe, Brian, you said that 2E, they capped it?
Yeah, they did. They capped it at 20th level because...
Well...
Go ahead.
Glenn, going back into the ancient tomes of BASIC, specifically the Rules Cyclopedia, it says here, important note, maximum damage produced by any single spell, including Fireball, Lightning Bolt, and Delayed Blast Fireball, is 20 dice of the type specified. This is very important for game balance and should not be ignored. So, it dates back to BASIC.
Yes,
Sorry,
it does.
I wasn't listening. I was ignoring.
Yeah, and that's basic. The time we're playing Advanced, time we're playing 2nd Edition Advanced, we're no longer playing Basic. So the 20 die cap can go the way of the Basic.
Uh-oh, those are fighting words. You better watch that.
Yeah.
That's going to get Glenn's dander up. We don't want that.
Okay, I guess I don't
I have to vacuum.
I guess I don't need to make points anymore on anything. You guys go ahead.
Okay. I think we're done.
It does have a historical backing, more than just
said, that's what I'm telling you.
Throw at you.
It also says in that book that all spells, damage should be D6. So, that's gone the way of the dodo too. So, it has, hasn't it? Yeah. Anyway, yeah, we feel pretty strong about that. Of course, I didn't give you my opinion, but who the hell cares?
Oh.
So,
now, Glenn, come on now. We love you, Glenn. We do.
Yes, Glenn, it's true. They love you.
Oh, dear.
Give me a break.
Worry.
But
I'm
no,
trying to calm the bear down. Quit poking him with a stick.
I can get behind damage caps for the players.
And that's why I love Glenn.
I want to throw attack nuke.
And
I'm a DM. I throw attack nuke. And that is that.
And at the end, enough said.
If that doesn't sound evil, I don't know what is.
Yeah. I didn't know you had it in you. I'm impressed.
Huzzah! You've taken your first step.
Oh, God, I gotta bite my tongue.
The dark side is strong in him now.
Didn't know I had it in me. Oh, man, I gotta bite my tongue.
Yeah, family show.
Let's keep our PG rating here and go on to
Snipe
Hunt.
Yes.
Thank you. I can't say it. Snipe Hunt.
Yes.
If you only had a living brain.
What do you think? Escaped gorilla?
Listen, you're making enough noise to wake up the dead. I don't have to wake him up. He's up.
It's time for a snipe hunt.
Snipe Hunt. The Batsu. Also those devils.
Yes. That's potential, but okay. There are like seven or 8 different pronunciations of that word.
Batsu. I just like Batsu.
Going to fight about the Betuzu now.
Oh, that's the French devils.
So you just mean the French?
Yeah.
So on page 11 of the Monstrous Manual.
Yes, indeed.
You'll find the Batsu. And there are 4 flavors.
Yeah, there are many more than 4, but the Monstrous Manual only gives you 4.
Yes, and there are greater and lesser and leasts of these too.
Yep.
So we have the Pit Fiend, the Black Abashai, the Green Abashai, and the Red Abashai. Somewhere down the line is the Plaid Abashai, but they don't talk about him.
No, they don't.
Yeah, his name's Skippy, and they don't really,
Yeah, the Abishai, every time I see stats on an Abishai or a picture of an Abishai, I just grin because back in the day, my players used to hate me. Because anytime a Abishai showed up that usually meant that they might as well just pack a lunch and just hang around for a while because they're not going anywhere. I ran these things as extremely tactical, of course, being a lawful evil alignment, they will be. And, yeah, and they have intelligence equal to us, average. And the average person can come up with some really nasty crap when they want to. The thing is that with Abishai, you don't have to worry about them. But then you have to worry about when they start trying to gate in their companions, their friends. That's why when the most popular example I can think of for pit fiends, shifting gears real quick.
That's okay.
The ruins of Mithranor. How did that wonderful elven city get ruined? Somebody opened up a gate to hell, and hell started coming out, and that's why
hell came to Frogtown, and that was it.
Yep. And it got so bad the elves basically had to abandon the city.
See, that's the only. I'm always complaining about what's the deal with elves wanting to leave a world because they don't like what's happening. It's like, geez, we're stuck with it. Just let them have it. We're going to go someplace better. This is the only time I've seen a good reason for the elves to leave.
Agreed, 100%. Yeah, the whole thing about
Tolkien be damned.
Tolkien and Greenwood be damned. Exactly. But that's the whole thing. When you have one Batezu come out, what's the first thing he's going to do aside from kill everything around him? He's going to start gating in his friends and then maniacally. Yes, gating in their commanding officers and so on and so on. Yeah. So and
of course, whatever gets gated in, if it's still high enough tier, it can start gating in things.
Yes, it starts increasing not only exponentially, but geometrically.
Yeah, I did that to a party of mine on an ocean-going vessel.
Oh, God, no.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
It all started because they happened to have a wandering monster encounter with a Leviathan. It showed up on the horizon about 2 miles out, and the mage and the ranger decided to jump on the flying carpet and go fight it.
Was it? Wait a minute.
Meanwhile,
yeah,
the other encounter happened because that was going on, and they got themselves 3 Abishai.
Ooh.
And the Abishai crawled up on the deck and started great and powerful ritual summoning actions, and the lemurs started crawling up out of the deck, and the fight was on.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's like the worst parts of the Pirates of the Caribbean movie all over again, with overtones of aliens and everything else.
Yeah, Davy Jones' locker.
The Kraken.
Oh, yeah.
Uh-huh.
And of course, the other thing that you got to remember with these things is that not only do they have the powers of the Abishai, which are unique and special to them, and of the different types of Abishai, which are unique and special to them, they also have all the powers of Betuzu in the first place.
Yeah.
Except the beast. And the fight was going on, and things were getting horrible, and finally about 5 hours into the fight, one character decided he'd had enough and said, no, that can't be right. I do not believe that. And I said, okay, make your save. Because they do have that ability in there, once per round at will advanced illusion.
Yeah.
Yeah, that took out about half of the combatants right there, but he had to communicate that to everyone. And everybody wanted to duct tape me to the table after that.
I remember you telling us about that.
Yeah, that's how you use that.
You use it. You get the fight on. You just present it as fact and run with it until someone.
All right, let's talk a little bit about these guys. Hit dice for a pit fiend is an average of 13.
13, yes.
The Abishai are a little easier to fight. Black 4+1, green 5+2, and red 6+3.
Right. But the thing is, they're missing one, the blue one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the most powerful one. But yeah, I mean, but like I said, they had to cut down for space for this manual. Otherwise, the thing would be like 5,000 pages.
Yeah. I had a gray one on that boat.
Oh God!
I've got a copy of Fantasia, and every time I look at the Night on Bald Mountain sequence, I'm thinking he's a pit fiend calling up his friends in hell.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Same thing.
Green Abishai would be a great BBEG in charge of a lizard man, cult.
Oh yeah.
To continue from last week, yes.
Segue.
Yeah.
Did you guys talk about lizard men last week?
Yes, we
Yeah,
did.
you missed out, man.
Oh man.
See, this literally, you snooze, you lose.
Oh.
Yeah. I kind of figured when we were halfway through the conversation about it that it's like, too bad Corey's not here, because I'm sure he can come up with some really good stories about how the party is stupid for fighting lizard men in the swamp.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Let's talk a little bit. Well, let's talk a little bit about Abishai and lizard men.
Yes, let's.
Go.
But yeah, I mean, Abishai, they all have a poison bite. And
so's the pit fiend.
Yeah, I'm saving the best for last, so to speak.
You started with the pit fiend. Didn't you hear, Glenn?
Well, this is true. Okay, I can
just read
switch
it right out of the book here.
Okay.
Look.
Okay, let's start the pain.
Go big or go home.
Yeah. They have an 18 double-aught strength. They can attack 6 times a round against 6 different opponents, if you will. The base damage is like, what is it? 1 to 4, 1 to 4, 1 to 6, 1 to 6, 2 to 12, and I think there's a tail.
Or by weapon.
Yeah, or by weapon, exactly. Yeah, and the tail's 2 to 8. Yeah. So, and the thing is, they can.
And it can constrict.
Yes, I was getting to that.
With a THACO of 7.
Yeah. So yeah, this is more
the magic resistance.
Yeah. And the bad
and regeneration.
Yep.
And you need that +3 or better weapon to hit.
Yeah.
Which better have been +6 when you left the prime material plane if you want to fight him in hell.
Well, let's just hope they're fighting him on the prime, because if you fight these things in hell, you're just asking to be just.
But you know what?
What?
Batsu have a weakness, and it depends on the Batsu.
What's that?
They are, according to the book, they are affected by the following attack forms, and they list attack forms. Some of them does full damage, some of them does half damage, some of them do none.
Correct.
Like dragon fire or iron weapons or poison, but you hit it with acid. I mean, we're not talking about magical stuff. We're talking about like acid, full damage.
Yep.
Electricity, full damage. Gas, full damage.
Half, actually.
Magic missile, full damage.
Yeah. Yeah, the silver weapon is
full damage, but greater Batsu suffer half damage.
Yep. And then on top of their,
you have a bit of a chance,
right? No, you don't actually, because not only do they inflict horrible amounts of damage just in melee combat, they also have, a fireball spell, hold person, improved invisibility. That's the dangerous one. Never underestimate the spell. As a matter of fact, one of these days we need to cover the spell in Magic's Fingers, because it's a killer, literally. They can polymorph, produce flame, pyrotechnics on top of that, cast Wall of Fire, and once per year, they can cast a wish spell.
Once per day, they can do a symbol of pain.
Yep. I mean,
and you haven't even gone into the thing that all the Batuzu except the Lemurs, Nuperbo, Spinagons can cover. We already covered Advanced Illusion. They can also animate dead.
Yes.
This is once per round at will.
Yeah.
Yep.
Charm person, infravision, no alignment is always active.
Mm-hmm.
Suggestion, teleport without error.
Yep. So if
per round at will.
Yes, at will. And that's the thing about Batazu and Tannerai. That's what makes them dangerous now.
Halfway through your big fight on that ocean-going vessel, throw an animate dead in there, and now you have the zombie apocalypse on top of aliens.
But folks, Full On Gamer's a really nice guy. He really is. Anyway, I mean, the whole thing is that now. I have a question. I take it everyone here at one point or another has run a combat with these creatures.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I know you have. Corey?
Just last week. You forget two parties. You forget my 2 parties are in the middle of the Blood War.
Yeah, that's true. And you never fail to disappoint me, Corey. Glenn? Have you ever?
No.
No? Okay. All right, I'll ask you a question. As far as their spell abilities and their combat abilities go, do you allow them to use their at-will abilities in conjunction with their combat, or do you separate them?
Oh, it's
At will's at will, in conjunction.
Woo!
It's at will.
Okay, fair enough. Because that is the one thing that can create a TPK faster than anything.
It's the spell-like powers.
I know.
Those are the ones that go, I'm casting a spell today. It's a big ritual thing.
Mm-hmm.
The other at-will things, they're at will. Now, if they want to throw a little ritual on top of it to help sell the illusion, hell yeah, they're going to do that.
Yeah. I can just see an encounter with a high-level party, let's say about 15th, 16th level, against a Pit Fiend and a bunch of Abishai, and the Pit Fiend's just standing off in the distance and casting fireballs every round. while the Abishai keep them busy.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
They're busy chopping
Where's he
paladins.
casting him? He ain't casting them away. He's throwing them at his own feet.
Yeah. Because it's not going to harm him.
Ground zero, boom. Tactical nuke ground zero, boom. Come on, let's fight. Why are you running away? Tactical nuke ground zero, boom.
There's no escape, boom.
And he grabs the paladin who's trash. Who are you?
And remember, his name is...
Stop it.
I'm
That's awesome. I'm drawing that.
Once again, if I could reach the internets, I'd strangle you. Anyway,
I'm with you.
But this is the whole.
And every time a fireball hits, you see bam, pow, biff.
Oh no! All right, I'm gonna have to go Adam West.
No, stop.
Go ahead.
Yeah, thank you. But as I'm saying, that's been like the hottest, so to speak, topic of debate on the message boards when it comes to these creatures, or like other planar creatures in general with at-will abilities. Do they have to spend a round doing this, or can they just, beat the crap out of you, then toss a fireball at your feet just for good measure? And
6 attacks around, they can make that one of them.
Yeah.
Boom, in the series.
Yep. I'm
going to hit you, and you, and every one of you that drop dead, I am animating.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the thing about them. That's why you should never throw these things against low-level parties either. I mean, maybe they're what's-the-names, they're foot soldiers, the Lemures. But even then, those things can really make, ruin a party's day. But, yeah, I remember back in those days when I used to throw Abishai at them left and right. Well, it's their fault for being in a region where they were coming from, but that's not the point. It's just one of these things where it's like, if they wanted to take over a planet and or a region, let's say, and they can easily be it Batezu or Tannerai, they can take over a region very quickly. Because they will have a certain amount of their forces just gating in more forces.
Sure.
Right.
Here's some examples.
Mm-hmm.
If you happen to encounter these things in hell, well, they're probably in charge of something. Like the Pit Fiends are generals of legions.
Yes, legions. Thousands.
Which not only do you have the Batuzu have their own fear effect, okay?
Yep.
The Pit Fiends have their own regional fear effect around them. But you come around the corner and you see a Pit Fiend and his legion. If you're less than 10 hit dice, you're going to flee and panic for, count it, 1 to 3 days.
Yeah, not hours, not rounds, not turns, days.
Run, Forrest, run.
Yeah, no kidding.
If you have more than 10 hit dice, you get to save.
Mm-hmm.
And if you fail that, you're going to flee for 1 to 12 turns.
Yeah, so you'd better. A paladin may not have a problem, but the rest of his party might.
He's going to be very lonely.
Yes.
Once again, Abatsu, run!
Oh man, but yeah, it's just bad. It's just when it comes to Pit Fiends, it's just bad news on top of bad news on top of worse news.
And we know you got stories up.
I was going to blow it up. It obstructs my Elysium.
And we want to reminisce about Batsuit. Come on, people. Anybody. THACO's Hammer at gmail.com. And we'll talk about, or what?
Nothing.
Or, no, you got a number? Put it up there.
405-806-0555.
Thank you, sir.
No
and
problem.
we will talk more about Snipe Hunt next time. Same Batsuit time, same Batsuit channel.
Oh, he's been sitting on that all night long.
Yeah, just been waiting to throw it.
And with that,
here it
goes another splat book.
And just like it says in the DM's rag, here it comes right over the old plate.
Now Batsuing!
Oh.
For the Alpine Eagles!
Oh, man. Time
to go.
I'm a demonic lawyer. I'm going to Batsu you.
Demons don't have lawyers.
They are lawyers.
Yeah.
No, devils have lawyers.
That's true. It's lawful.
Yeah.
Quick, Robin, to the 5th level.
Yeah, the demons are just going to shank you like the Joker.
Yeah, they're going to just kill you. They don't care.
All right, we got to get out of here. Say goodbye, Brian.
Goodbye, Brian.
All right. How about you, Corey?
Good night, folks. And I haven't said it in a while. Absolutely.
Yes, sir. Full on?
All right, Gamer Nation. Stand to, and we'll see you again next time.
Oh, my goodness. And I'm DM Glen saying we'll see you next time when the hammer comes down on THACO's Hammer. Bye-bye. Batsuit. All right, enough.
Did you have to?
Yeah, I had to. I my fun, too.
Well, I know.
THACO's Hammer theme is provided by the Diablo Swing Orchestra. You'll find them on Jamendo.com. All other additional music for this episode was provided by Kevin MacLeod. You'll find more of his music on Incompetech.com. Be sure to visit our website at thacoshammer.info. If you have any questions or comments, email us at thacoshammer@gmail.com. Remember, that's an O, not a 0. You can also find us on the 2nd edition forums at osrgaming.org and at purpleworm.org. Or give us a call and leave us a voicemail at 405-806-0555. See you next time when the hammer comes down on THACO's Hammer.